Well, you insure the phone, the car, and the spring break trip, so why not the $30,000 tuition bill? Hmm, that is the topic of our show for today. This is the College Investor Audio Show. Welcome. Before we get to it, though, just a quick reminder that anytime you hear a podcast, always check the article along with it so you can dive deeper, get the resources and all the links at thecollegeinvestor.com. You can also follow and like and click all the subscribe buttons. I don't even know, on social media, just wherever you are, we're there too. Type in the words The College Investor and you'll find us. All right, let's get to it in insuring that tuition bill. So think about everything your family pays to protect. The phone gets a protection plan at checkout. The car carries full coverage at an average of $2,237 a year, according to Insurify. Even the spring break trip gets travel insurance, which Forbes puts a 4% to 6% of the trip cost. I just insured my daughter so she can play travel softball, and she's 10. It's amazing the amount of things we insure. So then tuition comes due, and for many families, the largest single payment they ever make, and it goes out the door with no protection whatsoever. If the semester falls apart in week 6 because of mononucleosis, the kissing disease, remember that? Or the cooties disease? I don't know. That's what the kids in elementary school called it. A concussion, a mental health crisis. Most families discover the refund policy the hard way. There isn't one. So, we thought we'd partner with our very good friends at GradGuard to help you understand how tuition insurance actually works to protect your college investment. And if you're curious to skip ahead, you can get a quote from GradGuard right inside this article at thecollegeinvestor.com. The insurance you already buy. You have a smartphone. Typical value is like $1,000. Most families insure it. I don't even know, $20 a month, I think? Spring break trip. Typical value is like $2,500, and it's 4 to 6% of the trip cost to insure it. Your car's $25,000-ish. Mine aren't. I buy 10-year-old cars, but I digress. Yeah, that's $2,237 a year on average for full coverage. Years of college, $11,950 to $45,000 plus in just tuition cost, not even room and board. And most families do not insure it. And that's not an exaggeration. The College Board puts average published tuition fees for 25 and 26 at $11,950 for in-state public 4-year students and $31,880 out of state, $41,000 plus at private nonprofit schools. Again, before room and board, or dorm and food. Why is board food? I understand some smaller schools, their food tastes like you're eating a board, but still, why do they call it board? All right, anyway. A single semester at many schools costs $20,000 to $30,000 when you include housing, and families will insure a $1,000 phone against a cracked screen and then leave a $30,000 semester exposed to everything. I know, it just doesn't make sense, but it's true, and maybe it's because we're just uneducated about it. The refund window closes faster than you think. The reason this gap matters is the refund schedule buried in your college's bursar page. Most schools refund 100% of tuition only during the first days of a term, then step the refund down every week. Most refund windows close entirely within like a month. GradGuard notes that most colleges don't provide full refunds once classes are underway. Withdraw in week 6, and at most schools, you owe the full thing, the full semester. If that semester was paid with student loans, the debt remains and repayment obligations continue even though no credits were earned. My brother found this out the hard way. A 529 plan or a year of savings can disappear the same way. And this isn't a rare theatrical event either. I'm not just exaggerating for clicks or subscriptions or something. Students leave mid-semester for mono, injuries from car accidents, mental health conditions, severe anxiety, depression, those types of things. The financial hit arrives at the worst possible moment while a family is managing a health crisis. Here's what tuition insurance actually covers, and then we'll dive into what it doesn't. Tuition insurance can help reimburse the semester's costs when a student withdraws for a covered reason. GradGuard tuition insurance plan, offered at more than 700 colleges, by the way, can help cover withdrawals for serious injury or illness. and even mental health conditions, including severe anxiety and depression. Plans can help reimburse tuition, non-refundable fees, room and food, whether the money came from savings of 529 or student loans, it doesn't matter. Coverage for the death or involuntary job loss of the tuition payer is available on certain plans. So, check the specific plan your school offers. It's there. The fine print matters just as much too, and why this product isn't for everyone. As we covered in our tuition insurance breakdown, which you can find a link to inside this article on the website, policies do not cover voluntary withdrawals or even just academic struggles if you're expelled, transferring schools. Of course, none of those things are covered. A student who simply decides college isn't for them, that's not a valid claim. Sorry. This is specific insurance for your non-refundable tuition money, not some general change of heart refund. The cost is where the comparison to your other policies gets interesting here. Tuition insurance can run like 1% of the amount owed. And in our GradGuard review, we found pricing of roughly $120 to $220 per $10,000 of coverage per semester. So with coverage up to $50,000 per term, covering a $20,000 semester can cost like less than $200. Compare that with that 4 to 6% families pay to insure their vacation. Here's what this means for your family's finances. All right. Whether tuition insurance even makes sense comes down to three things. 3 questions. How much would you actually lose? You can read your school's refund schedule on the bursar or financial aid page. If the school refunds little or nothing after week 2, your exposure is nearly the full semester. Some schools offer more generous medical withdrawal policies. If yours does, your need for coverage actually shrinks. The second question, could you absorb the cost? A family that could rewrite a $25,000 check without derailing their finances may reasonably self-insure. And it's a good thing, too, like congrats. A family that borrowed to pay the bill and would still owe the loans after a withdrawal has way more at stake here. The third question, does the coverage match your actual risk? The most common reasons students withdraw mid-semester are medical and mental health related, which is exactly what these policies actually cover. If mental health coverage matters to your family, confirm it's included. It's a point where policies differ, and it's one GradGuard covers explicitly. One practical note here, tuition insurance must be purchased before the semester starts. It's a decision for bill-paying season, not for after a problem appears. Here's the bottom line. Number 1, find your school's refund schedule now. It's just the single number that tells you what an unexpected withdrawal would cost your family. Number 2, add up your real costs, tuition, fees, housing for one semester, not the sticker price, abstraction. Number 3, price the coverage against that. At roughly 1%, a $20K semester runs about $198 to protect. And then decide if that trade is worth it for your family. I think most of the time it's yes. Number 4, read the covered reasons before you buy, though, especially mental health coverage and whether tuition pay or job loss is included in your school's plan. 5, decide before the first day of class. This is huge. Like every other policy your family carries, this one only works if it's in place before something goes wrong. Families, don't skip tuition insurance because they've run the numbers and decided against it, right? Most of them skip because they've never heard of it. It's an education issue. If you're ready to get a quote, check out GradGuard tuition insurance plans at thecollegeinvestor.com. And thank you so much for stopping by today. That is our show. Ask us questions, get to know us. We'd love to help you wherever you are in your money journey. Type in the words The College Investor on social media. We're probably there. Thanks again. We'll talk to you again real soon.